Morning, we're going to tie a summer steelhead pattern, not one you see a lot anymore, called a Cummings, and it is a classic pattern that you really should have in your box, and we'll talk about that as we go. Starting out, we're going to tie in some oval Lagerton medium gold tinsel. Make a little gold tag here.
I mean, really, this is an old fly.
Oh, this is an ancient fly. And the problem that I see is that as time goes by, we have so many new flies that some of these old flies that produce so many fish are just getting thrown by the wayside. So I would say,
well, this isn't a fly that you're going to find all that often commercially tied either.
No, not anymore. I mean, this fly I've had in my box for a long time. I went back just to see if I could even find any information on the web. It was hard to track it down. So I've got my tag in. We're going to start next. Half the body is gold unifloss, bright yellow. I better step back for a minute. Let's put our rib in. I got just jabbering too much there and lost my train of thought. Okay. Rib is oval Lagerton. Now we'll start with our body. Half is yellow floss. We'll just wrap that back and bring it back up again. This color combination is kind of unique, and it's a good producer on a lot of our summer steelhead streams. Good to have some natural colors in there. You throw a lot of different stuff. This is a great comeback fly. If you're throwing dry flies and fish comes up and splashes on it and just doesn't get it done, tie this on and swing it through there. Should get her done for you. Next is a Clarence STS trilobal dubbing. Again, a great seal substitute. Good sheen.
Claret is kind of a tough color too. I mean, it's not an easy one to find.
It's not easy to find because I think it's hard to get the dye right. Hackles are very hard, and we'll talk about that when we get to the hackle on this fly. To find a claret, and the colors, there's a lot of variation in the colors, and I think because of the difficulty in dyeing this particular color. But this is a classic summer steelhead color, and a guy should have it in his box. It's a must. Bring my rib up through all of this. Now we're to the hackle. Let's talk about hackle for a second. This Met soft hackle, Hairline Dubbin's carrying this product. This is quintessential steelhead hackle and wet flies. There's a variation of sizes in here that gets down probably to a size 8 or 10 and up to 1-2-aught. There's some big stuff in here. You pull them out and there's a variation you can kind of sort through. I've pulled one here for this size of fly. Pulled the hackle straight out in the tip here. I'm going to cut that off and tie that in.
And these are all pretty short. I mean, they're not long hackles.
They're not a real long hackle.
But so they're really collar hackles more than.
Definitely.
They're not to be palmered.
No, these
very
are not,
long at least.
No, these aren't going to work great for palmer. These are for a hackle that you're going to collar style. The only hackle I actually could find in claret too, which was kind of interesting.
They're nice to work with, though. I mean, they're just the right length.
They're the right length. They have a stiff shaft in them that's going to hold up to some wear and tear. You can see how that hackle just naturally has the curve to it that goes back, so you don't have to fight it to get that nice collar style hackle. Then we're going to tie our wing in, northern bucktail. I'm going to use the center, that brown stuff there. Cut out a chunk of that, stack it really well. Get my wing to length here. Good sharp scissors are an essential tool for doing wings like this. Otherwise you end up with some flyers at the tips. And there is your Cummings.